Match week 9 of the Premier League is over and it's time to review this weekend's games. There are so many things to talk about. We have managers that are in trouble at the moment of keeping their job. We saw the newly promoted sides shock the league, and we also saw a result that shocked the world. And we saw the top teams do what they do best, picking up the 3 points. But today I've got 10 things we learned this Premier League weekend. Match week 9. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, make sure also click on the notification button so you can be a part of the notification squad. Number 10. Promoted clubs hit the ground running. This weekend we saw all the newly promoted sides in the Premier League win their games. Together, 37 points have been accumulated by Newcastle, Huddersfield and Brighton, and they have only been beaten twice at this stage of the season. It was a perfect match week for all three, who all won to deliver a best points total for the promoted clubs after 9 matches in a Premier League season for 12 years. Combined, Newcastle with 14, Huddersfield with 12 and Brighton with 11, they have claimed 37 points after 9 matches in the Premier League, and something that we don't see every season. Number 9. Managers in trouble. Bilic and Koeman are in trouble of keeping their managerial roles. For West Ham United, you've got Bilic. They lost 3-0 to Brighton at home. They sit in 16th. They have played 9 games this season and they have only got 8 points. West Ham United were looking to push up the table this year and maybe finish in a Europa League or possibly a Champions League spot. But at the moment they're down in 16th and are not playing very good at the moment. Things really need to change at West Ham United, or else Bilic could cop the sack during this week. Also, the Everton manager, they lost 5-2 to Arsenal at home. They sit in 18th. They've played 9 games, and just like West Ham, they've only got 8 points. But both managers at the moment are feeling the heat and definitely need changes to the results in the Premier League to actually keep their jobs. Number 8. Brighton's class showing. Brighton and Hove Albion got their first away win in the Premier League, beating West Ham 3-0 at London Stadium. They picked up their first goal after 10 minutes when Murray headed in Gross's free kick. And things just went bad to worse for West Ham United. They conceded in stoppage time during the first half, and the third came for Brighton during the second half. Brighton pick up a 3-0 win over the Hammers. West Ham United at the moment are sitting in 16th, only 8 points after 9 games, and West Ham at the moment in the Premier League are struggling. Number 7. Late but great for Chelsea. Substitute Michy Batshuayi scored twice to give Chelsea a thrilling come-from-behind victory over Watford at Stamford Bridge. Watford really took it to Chelsea in this game, but it was Pedro's superb 12th minute strike gave Chelsea the lead, but Watford equalised just before half-time. Richarlison missed a great chance to put Watford ahead before he set up Roberto Pereira, who finished well past Thibaut Courtois, only for Batshuayi, who was introduced on 61 minutes, to equalise 10 minutes later with a fine header into the top corner. And it was right at the end of the game, with 3 minutes from time, Cesar Azpilicueta scored and Michy Batshuayi scored also late in the game for a 4-2 win for Chelsea at home at Stamford Bridge in a must-needed 3 points. Number 6. Huddersfield shocked the world. Huddersfield shocked the Premier League. They shocked the world as they were the first team to defeat Manchester United in this league season with a 2-1 win. Huddersfield went ahead on 28 minutes when Aaron Moy reacted first to a David De Gea save and shot into the bottom corner. Only 5 minutes later, the home side found themselves 2-0 up when Jones got substituted off, and it was Victor Lindelof, who did come on for Manchester United, who made a huge misjudgment to a long ball, which eventually led to Huddersfield's second goal. United pulled a goal back when a cross from Romelu Lukaku was nodded in by Marcus Rashford with 12 minutes to go, but despite late pressure, United could not find an equaliser and they fall 5 points behind league leaders Manchester City. Number 5. Another win for City. Manchester City extend their lead at the top of the table to 5 points, capitalising on Manchester United's defeat at Huddersfield Town with a 3-0 win over informed Burnley. Sergio Aguero made his comeback to the Premier League and he struck first on 29 minutes and became Manchester City's all-time joint highest goal scorer with a penalty after Bernardo Silva had been fouled by the Burnley goalkeeper. Despite losing striker Chris Wood to injury, Burnley had a chance to equalise equalised, but Scott Arfield's shot was blocked after an Edison error. But City struck twice within 2 second half minutes to remain the Premier League's only unbeaten team. Nicolas Otamendi headed in a corner from Leroy Sané, who was then set up by Kevin De Bruyne to score. And City doing what they do best, picking up goals yet again, this time 3 goals in a game. They just can't stop scoring, and yet again picking up the 3 points, and they already have a huge gap at the top of the table in the early stages of this Premier League season. Number 4, Newcastle jumped to 6th. Mikel Moreno scored his first Premier League goal to give Newcastle United a late 1-0 victory over Crystal Palace at St James's Park. The midfielder, whose loan move from Borussia Dortmund was made permanent this month, headed in a Matt Ritchie corner 4 minutes from full time. Crystal Palace were looking for another result after a shocking win at Chelsea last week. Palace had the better of chances, but Wilfried Zaha headed wide from an Andros Townsend cross. Palace went on to have a few more chances, but despite picking up their win against Chelsea, they could not do it against Newcastle United. They still sit bottom of the Premier League table, and Newcastle jumping to 6th. Number 3, new manager, new result. Caretaker manager Michael Appleton oversaw Leicester City's first win in 7 matches as the Foxes moved out of the bottom 3. Swansea City goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski had to deny Shinji Okazaki, Mark Albrighton and Jamie Vardy before the hosts fell behind as Federico Fernandez diverted Riyad Mahrez's cross into his own net. Leicester went on to double their advantage early in the second half as Mahrez cushioned Albrighton's cross into the centre for Okazaki, who finished at close range. Swansea got a goal back to make it 2-1, but it was not enough. They could not find the equaliser. Leicester rise 5 places to 13th, while Swansea drop to 15th. Number 2. Arsenal put 5 past Everton. 5 different scorers struck for Arsenal as they beat 10-man Everton 5-2 at Goodison Park. Everton actually took the lead after 12 minutes when Wayne Rooney curled past Peter Cech from outside the penalty area, a brilliant finish from Wayne Rooney. Monreal levelled before half-time. Alexis Sanchez picked up Mesut Ozil to head Arsenal into a 53rd minute lead, and Everton were then sent to 10 men when Idrissa Gueye was sent off for a second bookable offence. Ozil teed up Alexander Lacazette for Arsenal's third before Aaron Ramsey made it 4-1 on 90 minutes. Oumar Niasse scored for Everton in stoppage time before Sanchez completed the goal flurry. Arsenal moved to 5th with their first away win of the 2017-18 season, and Everton have slipped into the bottom 3. And number 1, Wembley woes are over. The one thing we learned this weekend, that the Wembley woes are over for Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane scored twice as Tottenham Hotspur triumphed 4-1 against Liverpool on a day when they set a Premier League attendance record at Wembley Stadium. A total of 80,827 people filled the ground as they moved level on points with second placed Manchester United, whom they visit next Saturday. That is going to be a huge clash next weekend. Kane opened up the scoring after 4 minutes when Trippier played him in after a Dejan Lovren error before the striker set up Son to slot in the second on the counter-attack. Mohamed Salah pulled a goal back for Liverpool, but Dele Alli volleyed in Spurs' third just before half-time. Kane fired in from close range after the break, making him the top Premier League scorer this season with 8 goals and a 4-1 win for Tottenham over Liverpool. And it's time to run through all the results from this past Premier League weekend. Brighton defeated West Ham 3-0 in a shocking result to start off match week 9. Chelsea picked up a 4-2 win over Watford. Huddersfield shocked the league with a 2-1 win over Manchester United. Manchester City had a 3-0 win over Burnley. Newcastle United defeated Crystal Palace 1-0. Bournemouth defeated Stoke City 2-1 away. Leicester City had a 2-1 win over Swansea. Southampton defeated West Brom 1-0. Arsenal defeated Everton, and Tottenham Hotspur had a 4-1 win over Liverpool to end off the match week. And we take a look at the Premier League table. Manchester City sit first, 5 points ahead of second, who are on level points, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea in 4th, Arsenal in 5th, and Watford moved down to 6th. In mid-table, we got the likes of Liverpool, Southampton, Huddersfield, and down in the relegation zone, we see Everton, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace. And that is the 10 things we learned this Premier League weekend. Match week 9. How did your team go? Let me know down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you all on my next video.